I got high at a drug lord's house. A few years ago, a friend of mine asked me and my cousin to go to friend's summer home for a weekend. It was my last summer before college, so we were all excited. For context, we didn't know anyone else that was going, but in my country this is not so weird. We often get together different groups of friends. So we got there and it was this huge land. It had a whole sort of park with a little built-in river and bridge. It had a horse ring but with bleachers. I'd how to explain it. Anyway, it had 2 pools and a really humongous house. We were staying at the pool house, and there was also this room where they had a deer, like alive, and that room alone was bigger than my apartment. So my cousin and I, both girls, start getting weirded out but still young and very irresponsible, decided to stay. Plus we had been driven there, so we had no way to get back to the city. So the first night it's super fun, we had a great time, went to sleep, everything was just fine. Next day a friend of my friend offers us LSD, and again being super stupid we said yes, which made my cousin angry and she stopped talking to us for the rest of the day. She didn't take LSD. My friend and I are having a good time, laughing, by the pool when suddenly 3 cars appear, one being kind of escorted, a sort of Hummer truck. So a few men get out of the cars and we know are fucked cause every single one of them had either machetes or some sort of gun. So I told my friend to just keep quiet and to not look at them, but they walked directly to my cousin who was hanging a few meters from us. At some point my cousin stands up and starts walking towards me, mouthing me to help her, so I noticed the guys were walking a few steps behind her. We sort of ran into our room and lock ourselves into the bathroom. The room had no lock, so they start knocking on the bathroom door. We are all scared. I'm high on LSD, so I'm not sure if this is actually happening, but my cousin tells me we need to make a plan to get out or they will break the door. We hear them yelling to open up, that they want to talk, and they are banging the door. At some point we open it and this guy comes in. I got stuck between the door and the wall, so my cousin and friend get out, but I got stuck inside with the guy. I noticed he had blood on his nose, and so I told him why I did that. This guy was twice my size. He had a gun on him. So while he cleans his nose I go into the bedroom where I find my cousin and friend sitting on the bed, while about 5 guys were surrounding them and one was blocking the door. Mind you, they still were holding the machetes and our guns. So I sat on the bed and the man with the bloody nose comes up to us and tells us he just wants us to go to his daughter's quinceañera, that there's this really nice party with food and music and all that stuff, and that he doesn't understand why we won't go or why we got scared and ran. He swears we'll have fun and he'll bring us back whenever we want. At this point he looks at me and tries to explain that my cousin won't go with him and that it's fine if we don't have formal dresses to go. So I tell him the only thing I could came up with. I said, look, thing is we took LSD and are really high. You got us all scared with the banging and screaming and guns, and we just want to stay here because we feel safe here. So he asked me if my cousin could go alone since she didn't take anything, to which I said no because I'm really freaked out and I need her to calm me down. The guy kind of laughed, got up and said it was fine, that we could call him if we changed our minds, and apologized for running after us and the whole yelling thing. And shortly after they got into the cars and left. A year later my friend tells me she just learned that the house belonged to a cartel in my country, and that the guy we met was kind of a big deal there. She gave me the nickname he goes by, but for everyone's sake I won't say it. Anyway, guy with the bloody nose and gun, please let's not meet ever ever ever.